What's going on, world? AJ here, and today on the show we are going back to the world of Hyrule, and we're going to be talking about the announcement that Nintendo made this past week, and that is a new Hyrule Warriors game. Not just any Hyrule Warriors game. We're going to tell the story of 100 years prior to this game, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. If you have not seen the trailer for this, go click the link in my description below and check out the trailer for this game. I'm not going to post it on here, but we're just going to talk about this game and just kind of talk about the story of this game. I would have my laptop up and running watching it right here, but I'm having laptop issues for some reason. It won't boot up properly. Not sure what's happening there. So we're just going to move on without it. So, Hyrule Warriors. Remember that game from the Wii U, which I have not played, or the 3DS, which I have not played either. But I have played the Definitive Edition on the Nintendo Switch, which I do own. I have not beaten this game yet because I have things about it that I don't like about this. And I'm going to kind of dive into this game for just a moment real quick. Now, what is Hyrule Warriors? It's pretty much a hack and slash game. You're leading an army of people. You're going into battle against the enemies like bokoblins, monsters of Ganon, and so forth. There's a story in here, which the story is all over the place, to be quite honest. I don't know how to go about with the story of this one. There's a lot of time travel, a lot of pulling people out of their time periods. It's a weird mess, and I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to talk about the mechanics of this game. You're pretty much on missions. You're trying to defend areas of Hyrule. You're trying to reclaim areas of Hyrule. There's collectibles. There are boss battles. There are combo moves you could do in this game. You can play various different characters, and if one party is in trouble, you got to run over there to help them out. And then next thing, you got another party over here in trouble, run over there to help them out as well. It's just a crazy mess. But at any time you fail during these missions, even if you've been in there for 30 minutes, you start over. And that's my issue with the Hyrule Warriors. That's why I struggle with Hyrule Warriors in a certain aspect. There's times, yeah, I'll go back right into the battle. You know, sometimes you get picked up at a certain checkpoint area, which is great. But, man, there's times where, man, you're in that battle for 30 minutes or so just on one level. And it gets tiring after a while, just pushing, mashing buttons, doing combo moves, taking down people, and then trying to redefend areas that are now under attack. Again, after you just rescued them. So how is Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity going to play? I would imagine it'll probably be similar to Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. I would imagine. Hopefully there are some tweaks in there that they're going to make it better. That's my hope for it. But it's going to tell the story of what happened before Breath of the Wild. It's going to tell the story of what all took place. You're going to have all your champions playable. You're going to have Link playable. Zelda is going to be playable. I mean, by the looks of the trailer. You're going to see the king of Hyrule leading armies. You're going to see guardians. You're going to see those cut-off Lionels. You're going to see all these moblins, the bokoblins, the Lizalfos. You're going to be fighting all these enemies. And you're going to see Calamity again and rising up and just conquer everything. Because here's what's going to happen. Spoiler alert for y'all. If you have not played this game, what are you doing? You should go play this. Alright, you should go check it out. But I'm going to give you some spoiler territory. The champions are dead in this game. They basically fell against one of the Blight Ganons, taking over the Divine Beast, which are giant mechanical robots. And so when you get to Age of Calamity, I mean, you're going to see Hyrule at its glory. You're going to see all the towns, all the ruined areas built up. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing to see that part. I'm excited to see all the infrastructure that's going to be in place that were in ruins in Breath of the Wild. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking to see how the land looked 100 years prior to the destruction that Calamity Ganon just rages across the land of Hyrule. I mean, yeah, there's going to be towns still in existence, you know, in Breath of the Wild. You still got Kakariko Village. You still got Hateno Village. You got some villages still out there. You got staples out there. You got merchants still running around out there. But you got also some areas of Hyrule that are in ruins. They're in destruction, you know. That's just how it is. It's post-apocalyptic world is what this game takes place in. I'm looking forward to seeing what the world of Hyrule is going to be like 100 years before its fall, before the Great Calamity came. And so it's going to be cool to see that stuff. I'm excited to see that stuff, you know, seeing how all that went down that led to this story. But as I said, all your champions, they're going to die. Link is going to fall in a battle, and he's going to be taken to the Shrine of Resurrection to be pretty much, I guess, frozen in stasis for 100 years. Zelda's going to seal Ganon as long as she can for 100 years. The Master Sword is going to be put back in his pedestal, sealed away to recharge for 100 years. It's going to be a sad ending, you know, when you play this. I mean, it's just going to happen. There's no good ending to this story. It's basically going to talk about the story of what took place. But then the announcement of Breath of the Wild 2 was announced a year ago. And in that same promo video, they talked about, yeah, we need a little bit more time on that. I'm interested to see what takes place in the sequel to this game, Breath of the Wild 2. I'm looking forward to that part. Because if you watch that trailer, you see pretty much a mummified Ganondorf down in some cavern or something, you know, that they come across, coming back to life. It's kind of freaky. But yeah, that's the big drop that we got this past week from Nintendo was that Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. All right, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to play it. I'm going to pick it up whenever it comes out, or Christmas, whatever. You know, I'm looking forward to playing that game. It comes out in November. That's it for this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next time right here on the AJ Show. The laptop is still updating.